Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson, and this is 5 things that we learned about Manchester United's defence this season. First thing that we learned then, obviously, is investment equals improvement. It's pretty pertinent, actually, in the current climate, isn't it, that if you invest, you definitely get some level of improvement. So it's no coincidence that building out from the back, the way we have been doing in the transfer market, has reaped some rewards for Manchester United. £130 million of the 195 that Ole has spent so far was to upgrade his defence, and that was only in 2 players, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire. On a big scale, out of the 98 clubs competing in European top 5 leagues this season, United's defensive record was the 10th best. Better in the likes of Juventus, Barcelona, as well as Champions League semi-finalists Leipzig and Lyon. Compared to the 54 league goals that we shipped last season, we only conceded 36 this season. Literal improvements. In fact, United let in 50 goals in all competitions this season. Literally less than what we did in the Premier League alone last term in 23 more matches. Only 18 of our league goals conceded this season came from open play, less than any other team, which emphasizes the improvement that we're seeing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We have been caught out a little bit at certain set pieces. That's something that they've definitely got to work on, and that can be done with training. That can be done literally just by coaching and on the training ground. I think there's a lot of positive signs, and it's certainly not the style of play. Under Jose, we saw a pretty lean defence, and even under Louis van Gaal at one point, we did have a good defence one year. But a lot of that down was to the system, and the system was really complementing the way we was defending. We've actually scored goals whilst being lean at the back, and that is a very positive sign for us. Number 2, possession versatility. Simply put, if you're in possession of the ball, then you're not going to concede, and the fact that United enjoyed more possession in 46 of their 61 games this season went a long way in improving that defensive record. Solskjaer's relatively low defensive line mixed with the majority of possession has become just as a good defensive tactic as an attacking one, but Ole's defence have seriously grown in comfort off the ball. Ole's system isn't just as possession heavy as Manchester City or as Liverpool's, and in some of the big games we actually give possession up, but the back four have actually thrived in situations where the opponents have dominated the ball. In the 7 games in which United enjoyed their lowest share of possession this season, only 3 goals were conceded. That was the 2-0 win over City at Old Trafford in March. We only had 28% possession in that, but performed brilliantly. It's meant that United usually bode well in games involving either heavy possession or anti-possession, but problems have arisen in more even contests that tend to pull the defence out of shape a little bit, leaving gaps for others to exploit. That was the case in both the FA Cup and the Europa League semi-finals that we were lost over the last couple of months, and I think that's something that United do have to work on. Either we are purely reactive, counter-attacking, and we know that's what we're going into, and we're very good at that, or we're going to dominate the ball, and we know where to be in those situations. Those areas in the middle where we're not quite sure, that's where we have to decide what we're going to be. Number 3, cutting down the chance creation. David De Gea hasn't had a great season by anyone's stretch of the imagination, but he has kept 13 cleats, which was only 3 clean sheets off Golden Glove winner Ederson. He kept 7 last season. I think that says a lot more about the defence improving preventing of shots than it does with De Gea improving, though, because he made 92 saves this season, which was the 7th least in the league. Ole's first choice back four maintained a really impressive tackle success rates throughout the whole of the season, limiting the pressure on De Gea's goal. Lindelof was 91% tackle success rate, Wan-Bissaka 85%, Luke Shaw 71%, and Maguire 70%. Wan-Bissaka made 129 tackles, more than any other player in the top flight, averaging 3.7 tackles per game. Maguire also made 72 interceptions, almost double the amount of any other United player, barring Wan-Bissaka, who got 65. United's expected goals against was 47.9 last season, which was the 8th best in the league in comparison to the 4th best this term with 37.2. United have, in general, been a lot more efficient in snubbing out the danger, and once again, that's down to the upgraded personnel and the positive impact that they are having on the team. So when you see people talking about Harry Maguire like he's a fucking fridge, and what does Wan-Bissaka do? He's shit, all he does is slide tackle. People need to be able to back up their arguments with some actual data, because the data suggests that this United defence is performing, not miracles, but performing very, very well. And a large part of that is down to 2 players, and that was the 2 players that we signed in the summer. Number 4, serious competition for De Gea. De Gea has looked more error-prone than ever before this season, and Dean Henderson has once again thrived on loan at Sheffield United. In 38 appearances, all coming in the Premier League, De Gea conceded a goal every 96 minutes, whilst maintaining a 73.6% save percentage. Henderson conceded 3 less, appearing in every league game apart from against United, a rate of a goal every 98 minutes, with an improved 75.2% save percentage, slightly higher than De Gea's. The more interesting statistic is the errors leading to goals, though. De Gea has made 7 errors over the past 2 seasons, which is 6 more than he made across his first 6 campaigns at the club. Across 82 appearances over the past 2 seasons, Henderson has made only 3 errors leading to goals, which is less than half of those that the Spaniard has accumulated. It's a bit of a bold claim to suggest that Henderson is ready to step in and replace David De Gea right now, but he's here to stay after signing a new deal worth supposedly 120 grand a week, and this competition could lead De Gea's level to rise back to what it once was. Concentration, errors, that sort of stuff. But the thing that I don't think we can really quantify in terms of these stats is the distribution and the confidence in his distribution. You can look at pass completion rates, but that doesn't tell you why he's made the certain pass, and it doesn't tell you why he's made this or that. De Gea might end up with quite a high percentage, but he might only be passing it to the edge of his 6-yard box to someone else to deal with. We need a goalkeeper that's actually good at distribution, and while Henderson's is seemingly better than De Gea's with the eye test, it remains to be seen, do teams deal with Sheffield United in the same way they deal with Manchester United? My gut instinct is probably going to play all the cups, a little bit like Romero did, and that'll be his opportunity to try and shine. But he could take De Gea's place off him, make no mistake. And finally, there are 2 areas to bolster. Maguire's ability to bring the ball out of defence has really helped United in transition this season, and his defensive presence has taken Ollie's defence to yet another level, but he definitely needs another top-class partner if we're going to seriously challenge again. Lindelof has done okay this season, and he was actually one of United's better defenders post-lockdown, but he's once again showed aerial vulnerability on more than one occasion this season. There was at times when you would see him also dart out of the line. Unfortunately, there's no statistic to show you this. You just have to watch what he's doing. At times when people would attack Manchester United, he would fly out of the line, not make a tackle, so he's not missed a tackle, but his poor positioning would lead to things happening all around and cause vulnerabilities and scrambles that needed to be put in place to protect what was going on. With the futures of Smalling, Jones and Rojo all in massive doubt, and Tuanzebe's injury record just not improving, I think it makes a lot of sense for Ollie to try and acquire a left-sided centre-half for Maguire to play alongside, who can provide Lindelof and Bailly with a little bit of competition. Diogo Dalot is another fringe player that's very likely to be sold, I believe, and with Ollie preferring Timothy Fosu-Mensah, which could see Brandon Williams deputise Aaron Wan-Bissaka after an impressive breakthrough season in the first team. We have seen more positives than negatives from Williams this season, but whether he's ready to consistently be relied upon and be the first choice for a Manchester United team that wants to be able to go and compete for the title and for the Champions League does remain to be seen. With that being said, Luke Shaw did have some good moments this term for Manchester United, but if we really want to close the gap on City and Liverpool, Ollie should be looking for an attack-minded left-back that could be ever-present like Wan-Bissaka and Maguire. A centre-half is most likely the priority in Ollie's eyes, but it's no secret that United needs to bolster the current squad depth, and I think it'd make sense to reinforce an ever-improving defence. That's it for me for this week. Cheers for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Let me know if I've got anything wrong in your opinion in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.